With the recent news of being able to pre-order the Oculus Rift at $600, people have started talking about how the price is too high and no one will buy it, and this will be the death of VR. Also, there have been some rumors that Valve's HTC Vive is going to be priced at $1,500. However, keeping that in mind, that it's a rumor, we don't know the actual price. So bear that in mind. That's just a rumor. It could be less, it also could be more, because the Vive does a lot more than the Oculus Rift. However, virtual reality is a brand new technology that, of course, is going to be very expensive at first. That's been a thing ever since the beginning of time. For instance, a good computer in today's money will run you about $2,000 to $3,000. Back in the 60s, you could rent, not own, rent a computer for $17,000 a month. On top of that exorbitant price, it was as powerful as a Game Boy. So, as we get better at making technology, as we get faster at making technology, technology becomes a lot less expensive. New technology has always been more expensive when it's brand new, but it will always come down in price in the future. But Danny, I hear you say, we also have to have a good computer enough to run the VR tech. That's true, but you also have to bear in mind that computer gaming is far more expensive than console gaming. If you're looking for a console gaming experience with a VR, try the... I don't know what it's called, the Morpheus? That was their code name. They changed it to something incredibly boring and bland. With the PlayStation 4, at least you have that option. However, even that's going to run you $600 as well. You have the PlayStation 4. It's optimized for the PlayStation 4, which is $400 plus $600, that's $1,000. But console gaming is a lot cheaper than computer gaming. You could buy a graphics card twice as expensive as an Xbox One or PlayStation 4. And that's just one part of a computer of 6 parts. You still have to buy the CPU, the RAM, the motherboard, all that jazz, baby. But anyway, being a first adopter always has its risk. For example, I bought my Xbox One the day it came out, and I regretted that decision because the UI was terrible, loading my apps took forever, and there were absolutely no games for the Xbox One. If I could go back in time, I would have waited for the Xbox One to be better, or at least wait until there were some good games on it, because I was playing Forza and Dead Rising. Now, Dead Rising isn't a bad game, but after you beat it, there really is no point in going back. The replayability is not that much. And Forza, I don't like racing games. I don't know why. I don't. The people who are going to pre-order the Oculus Rift and Vive are usually the people with money to burn anyways. And trust me, you're not going to miss much. I can safely say that most of the games will do a poor job importing a VR experience smoothly in the first year. You already hear stories about people getting motion sickness, and that you can't have a... In Call of Duty, when you had a experience, like when you had a cinematic experience happening, the camera would be taken... The controls for the camera would be taken from you, and then you were forced to look at what the game wanted you to look. In a VR experience, it's so jarring that people have said that they got motion sick, they felt ill after using it, so clearly we have to optimize that to be a better experience, but that's going to take a while. You know, it took forever for the Oculus Rift and the Vive to come out. It's going to take quite a little longer for games to be as smooth as we all think they are, which they're not. I say wait until version 2.0 or an updated version, simply because version 1.0 will have the most bugs and the least amount of games. The prices for these headsets are extremely fair, and anyone who was expecting a $300 price range is very naive. And no, this will not be the death of VR. If so many people are up in arms about the price, there's clearly an interest in the product. I'd be more worried if there was no noise after the price announcement. If no one spoke up about the price being too high, then it would make it seem like there was no interest, which would mean the death of VR. But since so many people have voiced their opinions so clearly and so loudly, there's an interest. You know, they're bummed that they can't buy it, because $600 is a lot of money. $1,500 is a hell of a lot of money. Computer gaming takes a lot of money. There's no two ways about that. If you want a cheap gaming experience, either buy a 3DS or an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4. If you want a really beautiful gaming experience, set your games to the maximum amount of settings, make it look like almost lifelike, well then you're going to have to buy a $3,000 computer, because that's what it takes to run modern games in the highest settings. Hell, my computer has trouble playing Dragon's Dogma in the highest settings, and that's a 3-year-old game. So just to put that in perspective, you have to spend a lot of money to play with the best graphics. But as it stands right now, VR is a cool new step in the behemoth that is video games. Just like handheld and laptop gaming, VR is a niche that hopefully will be more widespread as its prices go down and its popularity rises. I hope VR becomes this huge thing, and then we'll use that technology to make even more awesome technology. Like, I can't wait for a holodeck. I mean, it's going to be way expensive, but could you imagine just walking into a room and then have augmented reality in any scenario in a space that's no bigger than your room? I mean, how awesome would that be? Of course, I mean, this is years in the future, decades maybe even, but I mean, just like everything else, this is just a stepping stone to something even better. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Oh my god, Toriel, what? No, the only allergies I have is pacifism, because I have to kill. I'm also a sociopath. Ah, shit. Wow, he actually is a demon. And an ugly looking one at that. What's going on, Antanis?